It was supposed to be a simple school trip, a bit of fun, but it ended in a way no one could have seen coming. A tragedy with only one survivor, a police report that just didn't make any sense, and a local legend that turned out to be terrifyingly real.
So this incredible story comes from the YouTube channel Cooney Monday. It's all about the terrifying events of one single fateful night. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to break down exactly what happened, moment by horrifying moment.
And this really is the big question, isn't it? What really happened that night? Was it just a crime, plain and simple? Or was there something else at play? Something much, much older? The answer? Well, it seems like it's hidden somewhere in a dark forest, inside an abandoned house, and at the bottom of a haunted lake.
Okay, so to really understand this, we're not going to start at the beginning. We're going to start at the horrific end. Let's paint the picture of the morning after.
Just try to imagine this for a second. You wake up, you're confused, your head is pounding. That's exactly what happened to Ayush. He finds himself back in his hotel room, but he knows something is terribly, terribly wrong. He runs outside, and boom, he's met with a full-blown crime scene. And under those two white sheets were his best friend.
Right away, you see this huge split in what people thought happened. On one hand, you've got the police. For them, it was simple. A murder. A straightforward criminal case. End of story. But the locals? Oh, they had a very different idea. They started whispering about something else. About a local legend. A vengeful spirit haunting the forest. And for them, that wasn't just a ghost story. It was real.
So how on earth did it get to this point? To really get it, we've got to rewind. Let's go back to the night before, when a really simple plan to become popular went so horribly wrong.
It all kicked off with just a bit of bad luck. The school bus breaks down. They're forced to make an unscheduled stop at this remote hotel, kind of tucked away between the mountains and this super dense forest. Just an innocent little detour, right? Well, that one stop, it would end up changing everything.
So from their hotel window, the three friends, Ayush, Rohan, and Aman, they spot this lake. And it gets them thinking. They remembered the story about some other kids who became legends at school for pulling a similar stunt. And that was it. That was their whole plan. It was so simple, so teenage. Just sneak out, get to that mysterious lake, take a few cool photos, and come back as the most popular kids in school. Seemed harmless enough, right?
And this is where things take a turn. Their little adventure from the hotel room, it very quickly spirals into a desperate fight for survival the second they step into the shadow of that forest.
Okay, look at how fast this all went wrong. At 11 p.m., they sneak out. It's an adventure. But just 1 hour later, by midnight, they're completely lost. Dense forest, no phone signal. Then, at 1 a.m., that's when the real nightmare starts. Rohan vanishes. And when he comes back, he's not the same. All of this leads them to a terrifying confrontation in some abandoned ruins deep in the woods.
So when they finally find Rohan, he's not their friend anymore. His eyes have turned completely black, and his strength, it's just unnatural, totally inhuman. He attacks Aman, just throws him like he's nothing. It's clear, right then and there, this isn't Rohan, it's something else. And then, just as suddenly, Rohan collapses. He looks like he's back to normal, but the horror, it's not over. It's like it just transferred. Ayush watches in absolute terror as Aman, the friend who was just attacked, he gets back up, and his eyes are now pitch black. He doesn't say a word. He just turns and bolts deeper into the forest, pulling them straight towards whatever evil is lurking in there. This chase, it leads them to an old, crumbling house. Just ruins, really. And it's in there that the true nature of what's in that forest is finally revealed. What they see inside is just pure nightmare fuel. Their friend Aman is just floating, unconscious in the middle of the air, and there's an old woman with him, talking to him. She has the same pitch-black eyes, sagging skin, just a horrifying sight. And when she spots them, she comes after them, scrambling down the stairs, not like a person, but like some kind of insect. Okay, so they're running from this thing. They burst out of the darkness, and they find themselves in the one place they were trying to get to all along. This is where that local legend finally comes full circle. I mean, the irony is just so tragic. After all those hours lost in the dark, being hunted, they finally find the lake. But of course, they're not there to take pictures anymore. They're running for their lives, and they end up stumbling right into the water. In the lake, some kind of unseen force just starts pulling them under.
Ayush, he barely manages to scramble out, but he has to watch, helplessly, as Rohan is dragged down into the darkness, gone forever. Ayush is the only one who makes it out of the water before he just passes out on the shore. Only one.
And this is what brings us all the way back to those local rumors, right? The story that the police report could never, ever explain. The legend goes like this. Years ago, an old woman lived peacefully in the forest, but some villagers wanted her home, so they murdered her, and they threw her body into that exact same lake. Ever since, they say her spirit wanders those woods, just seeking revenge.
Yeah, and this quote from the original story really nails the local belief. See, for the people who live there, this isn't just some scary story you tell around a campfire. It's a warning. In their eyes, the boys didn't just get lost. No, they trespassed on haunted ground, and they came face to face with the ghost that still wanders there, looking for her revenge.
Which leaves us with one last, really chilling question to think about. Was this whole thing just a dumb plan to get popular that went horribly wrong? Or was it a fateful chain of events set in motion by something as simple as a broken-down bus that led three friends straight to a destiny they never could have possibly imagined?